Have you ever kept a secret so big that everyone got mad at you, but you knew it would make them cry happy tears in the end? This is a true story about love, secrets, and the best surprise ever. A lady named Emma was getting married. Everyone thought her little niece, Lily, would be the flower girl. But Emma chose someone else, and her heart was pounding with a secret she couldn't tell. Lily's mom, Emma's sister, Aunt Sarah, was very upset. Her voice was shaking. "You're joking," she said on the phone. "Lily has been practicing for 6 months. She's been so excited. She even bought a dress." Miss Emma felt terrible inside, but she said sorry and kept her secret. Aunt Sarah got quiet. Then her voice turned icy cold. "Who could be more important than your own niece?" Miss Emma took a deep breath and said, "You'll see at the wedding." Then Aunt Sarah hung up. The silence felt like a punch. The next weeks were heartbreaking. Grandma called crying so hard she could barely speak. Grandpa left a sad, confused message. Uncle Tom texted mean words that stung like bees. Nobody would listen to Miss Emma, and she cried alone at night. Everyone thought Miss Emma was being cruel to Lily. Aunt Sarah wrote on Facebook that Lily's little heart was shattered. Relatives sent angry messages, calling Miss Emma selfish. She felt all alone, but she held on to her secret tight because love was coming. 1 week before the wedding, Aunt Sarah showed up at Emma's door with Lily. Lily wore her pink fluffy dress, the one she'd picked out months ago. She looked up with big, worried eyes and asked in a tiny voice, "Auntie, did I do something wrong?" Emma's heart shattered into a million pieces. She dropped to her knees and hugged Lily so tightly. "You did nothing wrong, sweetie. Love you more than anything." Tears rolled down her cheeks, but she still couldn't tell the secret. "Not yet," she whispered. "You'll understand at the wedding. Please, please trust me." The wedding day arrived. Aunt Sarah refused to look at Miss Emma. Half the family gave dirty looks and whispered mean things. Miss Emma's stomach felt like knots. Then the music changed, soft and magical. Everyone turned to look at the back of the church. A little girl appeared in the doorway. She was 7 years old, with brown hair. In braids, wearing a simple white dress. She carried a basket of pink rose petals. She walked down the aisle, slowly, carefully, like every single step was filled with hope. Aunt Sarah gasped so loud everyone heard. Her hands flew to her mouth. She recognized that little girl right away. It was Emma. Emma was Aunt Sarah's first daughter, the baby she had to give away when she was just 19, scared and all alone. The daughter she had been searching for, and crying, for 7 long years. 8 months ago, Miss Emma found Emma through a special family website. She talked to Emma's adoptive parents, and they all cried on the phone. They said yes to Emma being the flower girl. They wanted Emma to meet her birth mom. Miss Emma had been hugging this beautiful secret for 8 whole months. Emma reached the front of the church and turned to face the crowd. She looked right at Aunt Sarah, her birth mom. "Hi," she said softly, with a gentle smile. "I think you're my mom." Aunt Sarah's face crumbled. Tears exploded from her eyes. She collapsed forward in her seat, sobbing so hard her whole body shook. She couldn't breathe. Emma walked over slowly, touched her shoulder, and said, "It's okay. I'm not mad at you. I've always wanted to meet you." Aunt Sarah grabbed Emma and pulled her into the biggest, longest, tightest hug the world has ever seen. She was crying and laughing at the same time. Little Lily stared, confused. "Mom? Who is this?" Aunt Sarah found her voice, all wobbly and wet with tears. "This is your sister, baby. This is Emma, your big sister." Lily's eyes got huge, like 2 full moons. Then she threw her arms around both of them and shouted, "I have a sister." The whole church was crying. Grandma, Grandpa, Uncle Tom, everyone who had been mean to Miss Emma was now sobbing happy tears. Even the priest wiped his eyes. The wedding continued. Emma stood with the other bridesmaids, smiling. Lily refused to let go of her sister's hand, not for 1 second. They held hands through the whole ceremony. At the party after, Aunt Sarah found Miss Emma by the cake table. She couldn't even speak. She just grabbed Miss Emma's face with both hands, pressed their foreheads together, and cried. "How long did you know?" she whispered. 8 months, Miss Emma said, tears in her own eyes. "Why didn't you tell me?" "Because you would have practiced what to say. You would have been nervous. I wanted you to just feel it. Pure joy. No rehearsal. Just love." Aunt Sarah sobbed again. "I said such horrible things about you. I'm so sorry." Miss Emma smiled the biggest smile. "You owe me 14 apologies. I've been counting." They both laughed through their tears and hugged so tight it hurt, in the best way. Now Emma visits every summer. Aunt Sarah video calls her 3 times a week, and she cries happy tears every single time. And little Lily tells everyone at school, "I have a secret sister, and I love her so much." If this story made you cry happy tears, hit like and follow me for more heartwarming stories. And tell me in the comments, what's the most beautiful surprise you've ever given someone?